Good afternoon, anti-novelists. It's another rainy, cold day on the ranch, so I'm doing what I do best, which is hiding in the library talking to you guys. It's been a while since I have given you an update, so I thought I would just give you a walkthrough of the state that the book is in and where we are. First, I'm tired. Holy cow, guys. There's a reason people don't write long books, or books at all, because it's a marathon. I like to think of it as a hell of my own choosing, though. It's work I wouldn't trade, but yeah, it's a marathon. So here's where we are. Parts 1 and 2 are back from the editor. I'm sending her part 3. There's 5 parts to the book, as you know. So we're almost halfway. If I can get part 3 to her and back, then I will really start to feel momentum. Right now, I feel like this is taking forever. I think I've lost track. This is writing day around 278. So this 100% is a 300-day book. But that's okay. It'll take the time it takes, right? So I have completed the list of all of the note cards, pictograms, diagrams, what have you, just the visuals that have yet to be included. That'll be one of the last things because the editing has to be done first. Here is the book in its entirety, just so you know that it really exists. There it is. It takes 2 binders to have the whole thing printed out, but having it printed out makes me feel better. Just knowing that it's there safe. So I have gotten through these guys. Jane Allison's Meander, Spiral, and Explode. The 40th anniversary edition of The Nature of Narrative, which is actually a book that I loved when I was studying writing in college, and then also Richardson's Narrative Dynamics. So those have all been processed. They are in the Zettelkasten and they are referenced in the book. So the last thing I need to get through is this guy, Chinese Traditions of Fiction. In part 5, I include a section on non-Western narrative tradition in China. There's some really cool examples there that I wanted to share. So I do China, Latin America, Germany, and India. Those are the 4 countries that I chose to include in the examples. Otherwise, I could write this book for a whole nother year because there's so much to include. So I've started just viciously cutting things out that will become part of my monthly newsletter later. So rest assured, you'll still get all the stuff. I'm just not including it in the book because I need this book to be done. I need it completely finished and printed and launched and in your hands. Because then you can get your books written and I can have your book in my hands, which is my ultimate goal. So that's where we are. We're plugging right along. And so today I need to go through rounds 1 and 2 of Julia's edits. So that looks like, let's see if I can show you this. I get her documents back and it's covered with her suggestions, her prompts, her edits. There's a lot of, I don't know if you can see that, these little comment boxes where she just pops out and makes suggestions about things. So yeah, every single one of those little items has to be processed through my brain. So yeah, it's literally like rewriting the whole book again. So I'm working in my Scrivener today, just pulling up, I pull up Julia's document on one side of my screen and I put my Scrivener next to it, and then I can work back and forth between her suggested edits and my original file. And that allows me a pretty good handle on the direction I want to go, to either accept or alter the edits, or then sometimes I'm going over into these comment and question boxes and I'm making comments and questions so we're having kind of a back and forth conversation. So yeah, it literally feels like writing the whole thing over again, but it's a good writing over because I know that she's taking something that's in pretty good shape and helping me make it great. So that's that. I still have things to include in the bibliography. Yes, I will be releasing the bibliography for you guys over in LiLLiPub.org, which is our writers community. in our Saturday workshop, we meet every Saturday at noon Central to do an hour sprint, and then workshop starting at 1. So do come join us. Everyone's welcome. Someone suggested that I release the bibliography so that you have an idea of my source material, if there's things that you're particularly interested in and you want to go check them out. So yes, I will, once it's finished. I think it's about 1,000 words long on its own. It's not annotated. Julia talked me out of that. She's like, dude, you've said enough, stop talking. So the bibliography stands on its own. It's just all of the works that I referenced or consulted to write this book. So yes, I will put up a link to that as soon as that is, as soon as it's in a format that it's ready for you to see, because right now it's still kind of a mess. So yeah, I need to do the bibliography. I need to get through these rounds of edits, which feels like it's going to take a lifetime, but I'll do it. I'll get through it. And then I need to find myself a cover designer and someone to design the website sales page. And I think I have a good line on that person, so hopefully I'm not starting from scratch. Some of you may have noticed, if you've gone to victoriacrowder.com to submit your email so that you get a notification when the book is launched, that my website's gone. So that was fun to discover yesterday. Thank you, Jane, who pointed out to me that she went to drop me her email and there was nothing there. So I've remedied that. They say it'll take about 48 hours, so my website probably won't be back until tomorrow. Those are the things you deal with, though. It's easy to forget that it's not just writing the book, it's creating an entire world environment so that whatever you are looking for, I can point you to what you're seeking, either as a resource, as a reference, as a prompt. You know, I want to be of service to you. So I've tried to include everything that you'll need in the environment. But yeah, that means technology has to be managed, and that, my friends, is not my strong suit. So I've got help there. Hopefully my site will be back up by tomorrow. So yeah, that's kind of the Reader's Digest version for where we are. I'm going to dive into this pile of edits, and it's 23 pages worth of edits, which, wow, holy cow. Yeah. So I'll just start going through page by page. I'm going to set a sprint prompt for an hour and 30 minutes. I'm going to do a 90-minute sprint block, and I'm just going to go through line by line and start cleaning things up, answering questions, continue the process until it's all done. So if everything stays on timeline, I fully expect this book to be launched by the end of the summer. But, you know, a lot of it's out of my hands now because I'm waiting on an editor, I'm waiting on designers, I'm pushing on the things I can push on, but now we just, you know, you can't make a baby come. You just got to wait. So we're waiting and we're pushing where we can. That's where I am. As always, thank you so much for your time and your attention and all of your great comments and your support on days when it looks like it's an unclimbable mountain. You guys absolutely come through for me and remind me why I'm doing this, which is to help you get your writing done. So it's the cycle, right? It's the circle of writing life. So that's all for today. I will get back to the Zettelkasten for Fiction Writers Beginner's Guide videos later this weekend. So there will be one of those coming. But for now, I'm going to hunker down and get back to work. So as always, thank you. See you next time.